Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you and the ranking member for including two provisions here, one that I've worked with Senator Thune, which is the Philanthropic Enterprise Act, which basically encourages and fosters more entrepreneurship and charitable giving in the spirit of what the late Paul Newman did with Newman's Own by enabling the creation and development of new businesses that enhance philanthropic donations to the charitable sector and make sure that the code allows that to happen in an effective way. So I appreciate that. And secondly, I'd like to use the time here maybe to, if it's appropriate, Mr. Chairman, on FERPTA, to have a colloquy with some of my colleagues who are here now. I appreciate you and the ranking member including an element of FERPTA reforms as something that many of us have been pursuing on a bipartisan basis for some time. And I certainly appreciate an element of FERPTA reform that is being included in this markup. I certainly intend, as I'm sure my colleagues do, to seek comprehensive relief from the obstacles for investment in the United States. The piece of Senator Enzi and my legislation, along with Senator Schumer and Senator Isaacson and others, is to increase the amount that a foreign investor can hold in a U.S. publicly traded real estate investment trust without triggering FERPTA taxes, and applies a provision to certain collective investment vehicles. It's an important reform measure that will infuse additional investments into the United States, incentivizing construction, creating jobs and economic growth. And while I strongly believe we need to comprehensively deal with this antiquated tax, particularly by exempting foreign pensions, I understand and respect the limitations the Chairman has put on this particular markup. I want to make clear that the exclusion of the pension provision in this markup does not mean, in my view, that it is controversial or partisan in any way. Indeed, there is broad bipartisan support for this provision in both chambers and has also been included in the President's budget. There is also overwhelming consensus that the current form of FERPTA discourages foreign investment and that reforming these laws will create jobs and investment. So taking together the Real Estate Investment and Jobs Act, which I am reintroducing with Senator Enzi and others, will implement efficient and meaningful reform of FERPTA tax rules to encourage more equity investment in the U.S. real estate market. It increases investment in commercial real estate. Reform will jumpstart construction and real estate modernization projects and generate a need to build up surrounding infrastructure. I appreciate my colleagues, particularly Senator Enzi, who is our lead on this. Senator Schumer has been on this for quite some time, since I got to the Senate. Senator Isaacson, Senator Warner, Senator Roberts, and the Ranking Member Wyden to work with us. And if it's appropriate at this time to dispose of this, Mr. Chairman, with your concurrence or whatever you think is the appropriate time, I know that Senator Isaacson and Senator Schumer want to make some remarks as it relates to this.